What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio, coming to you live from the Wynn Casino out of the Blue Wire studio. And we're going to be talking the 147-pound division, or maybe the 154-pound division, as Earl Spence has said that he has an announcement to make. And with all the speculation of the WBC ordering a fight between the WBC welterweight champion Earl Spence and Keith one-time Thurman, a guy that obviously Earl doesn't want to fight and was vocal about not wanting to fight this man. So we got to do some thinking here, put our thinking caps on. But I am joined alongside, obviously, Ring Walk Danny. What up?
Champ, we're back with another one.
Yes, sir.
Back with another one.
Beautiful thumbnail, even though Thurman's arm disappears into...
Yeah, it's like but there's no Earl.
No, there's not.
But the show's about Earl.
Well, it's more about Thurman and the WBC and possibility getting that shot at Virgil. But you are right. I think maybe Jemmy just made a mistake. Thanks for rubbing that in.
No, I wasn't rubbing it in. I don't want the crowd to be confused because Earl has not vacated.
No.
He has not announced that he is moving up or anything like that. So
well, he did announce that.
An announcement.
He did announce in the past that he would be willing to fight Fundora at 47. And Fundora also, in his post-fight, after his last fight, announced that he can make 47. And then we know, obviously, the hard facts are Earl Spence has been very vocal about not wanting to fight Earl. Will be at the WBC convention next week. That's when they're said to announce, Thurman versus the WBC champion. Will that champion be franchise? Will that be a vacant title?
No. Don't speak those things into the air.
No, I mean, I don't want it to be, but this is something that can happen. Just like the possibility of Keith one-time Thurman having to face Virgil Ortiz for that vacant belt if Thurman, Earl can't happen because Earl stands on his 10 toes and says, no, I told you guys I'm not fighting this man. So that's where we are, and a week away from an actual decision.
So even if ordered, because just because something's ordered doesn't mean it's going to happen.
If you order it and it doesn't happen, they strip you. It's that simple. You're ordered to negotiate.
Correct.
You're ordered to negotiate.
Correct. You lose your opportunity. I'm not saying you don't, but just because something's ordered doesn't mean, that it's going to happen. And we've seen that in the past.
Well, that's my point. Next week.
I'm getting at. I think that we're more likely to see Earl versus Thurman than Al and Oscar sit down and do business for this fight.
Well, Thurman at this point is a Felix Diaz. He is a John Molina. He is someone that Al can lend his services to the other promoter. I don't see Thurman as one of Al's front guys anymore.
Bro, he just put him on pay-per-view.
Versus a dude coming off a loss, and those numbers are rumored to be what exactly?
I never even heard of the rumors, but
exactly.
I'm just saying if you're Al, Al's clearly still investing.
According to Adrian Broner, that's why they're on pay-per-view, because they're not investing.
I don't know, man. That just seems...
We could only go off what's being reported.
So you think Keith Thurman's already at that point then?
Which point?
For Al to not care and to send across the street.
I think that you're using the wrong words. I don't think Al doesn't care. I just think that Keith isn't one of the
money guys.
Yeah. Listen, if he would have did better on pay-per-view, believe me, we wouldn't even been here. That Keith Earl fight would have happened, but what are those numbers?
I mean, it's still, regardless, one of your bigger welterweight names. You got Al has Earl, and then who else does he have?
On that side, Rashidi Ellis.
Is it a bigger name than Keith? No.
It's definitely not a declining name.
It's not a declining name.
You know, Jaron Ennis is a deal away. He's already getting PBC fighters. You can't say there's no invested interest there for Al. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. But
I just know you always make an argument on how, you know, Al put Keith on PBC first and put Keith on NBC and CBS first and all those things.
yet
so.
Keith still didn't get the Ugas fight.
When was that?
Right after the Pacquiao fight. Why wouldn't Ugas fight Keith? Ugas was tweeting about it. He was more than happy, even before the Pacquiao fight. He was more than happy to fight Keith. There's a tweet. I'm sure you can find it.
But what was he gonna get out of, like,
Before Pacquiao, bro, recognition?
Keith?
No, Ugas. And Keith gets the WBA belt that he needs to fight Thurman. Look at all that happened to Ugas because they never gave him the shot.
Well, Keith is Thurman. I'm confused.
Oh, excuse me.
Like, Ugas just got the belt when he. What was that? The fight before Pacquiao.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. So right there, he could have got the Keith fight, and Al could have did Keith
I thought you
his
was
favor.
talking about Keith's fight with Pacquiao.
No, he already lost. I'm saying if Al believed Keith was this guy that you thought, even me and Keith thought this. I went down there and I talked about this. And he's like, you're right. I should get the Ugas fight. And I felt it was owed to him. Keith could have been on pay-per-view, but Al knew that Keith was so good a speaker, he put him on all those networks to tease those networks to get the deals. Then when he finally got on pay-per-view, he did 600,000. So Keith has been that dude, but he didn't get the thank you, Keith. When Ugas got the belt, it should have been thank you, Keith. Because we know Earl don't want to fight you, but if you can beat your way into position, he got to fight you, and we wouldn't even be here right now. But he never did that. So I just don't believe that, you know, he is who you think he is in the eyes of Al. He'd have been used them properly. Look what he did.
Yeah, but you talking more recent, bro. You're talking coming off a 2.5-year layoff, 2-year layoff.
Okay, so let's fast forward.
Or
Look what
2
he
years.
did. Let's fast forward. Look what he did. Let's fast forward. Look what he did. You gave him Barrios when I told them not to do that. Now, I'm nobody, but I was right like a motherfucker.
You were. Absolutely.
Do not fight Barrios. You put yourself in a position where people think you less than because you couldn't do what a featherweight did. At the end of the day, I don't care if they want to compare Mike and Tank, but they always gonna say he started at featherweight. That fight he did with Beldraza was featherweight. So Keith couldn't knock out a dude that a featherweight knocked out.
That was super
Keith couldn't
feather.
drop a dude that a featherweight knocked out. So nah, man, you know, that was a bad move on Al's part. He didn't do what he needed to do for Keith on 2 occasions. On 2 occasions. Now, some might say, nah, Ness, Al threw him a bone by throwing him in there with Barrios, who was coming off a knockout and a couple knockdowns. But perception,
I think it was
what mattered.
I think it was a bad bone.
definitely was a bad bone.
Bro, gave him the Pacquiao fight, but
Bro, he gave him a Pacquiao fight at a time where he was the second fiddle. Pacquiao was there to fight Earl and was like, nah, not today. You feel me? So I don't know what you mean. He didn't give him the Pacquiao fight. Pacquiao chose Keith over Earl because Earl was too much.
okay, and he was there to fight Earl. Should Thurman had beat Pacquiao, it would have been he won his way into position. But let's not forget, you know, the 3-year layoff, champ. Like,
No
you know?
problem. No problem. I'm just saying all this started from you saying that you think he's in a better position with Al.
I mean,
I don't see that. I see what you see. Or rather what the fight fans see. A dude that hasn't fought in how many years? And before that, he didn't fight in how many years? and then he got a fight where he was made to look bad. He, unless he was 100% and back to being one time, that was a bad fight with Barrios. For his perception, that was a bad fight to fight for his cause for a shot at Earl, which, again, I think his position, his shot is going to come next week once they announce that he has to negotiate with Earl Spence Jr. Earl's going to move up. He's going to take a one-off. So we do have some information as to why I believe this, right? So I'll try and get to this Twitter. I'm going to have to move completely over. This mic just going to keep going where it wants. So we'll go to Earl Spence's Twitter.
Yeah, because I was curious. I'm like, why do you think he's just going to move up?
Bro, he's already said that. Like, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, but he's also said that he hopes that they can still make the Bud fight in the springtime, January, February, whatever.
Yeah, and he's also got another tweet that seems like he wants to come back to the table for that fight. And by that fight, I mean the Crawford one. So if I could get a screen share, fellas, we're on Earl Spence's Twitter. And this is 21 hours ago, obviously, announcement soon. And then you have, oh, wow, this is so funny. Look, it's already deleted that tweet, but there's another. Here it goes. No, yeah, this is it. Nope. Wow, is it really gone?
Uh-oh. No screenshot? Uh-oh. What's happening, Ness? What is it that you're looking for? Because I really don't know, and I'm curious. And,
Well, I'm sure the audience is going to help me now. You can take it down, guys. What?
Nah, to the original tweet, champ.
Yeah, no. It's all good. Someone will send it to me. Basically, he said, I'm going to take a spin around the block off of a quoted tweet of him and Crawford fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, so basically, that shark shirt he's got where he's knocking on so one of his fans is like, this could have been the fight, but Crawford decided to yada, yada. And he said something like, I got to paraphrase because I'm not your age. He says something like, I'll take a spin around the block, or I'm going to take a spin on the block. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're going to spin a block.
What's that mean, young man?
He going to come back around.
Thank you. Y'all just change old shit up to make it jazzy. Like, why you can't just keep it regular and simple? But anyway, it's gone already. So maybe ain't going to be no spin around the block. You know what I'm saying? Because it's deleted unless I'm in the wrong place. Oh, wait. Here it goes. I'm just old. Sorry, gentlemen. Let me get a screenshot. Here it goes. It's cool. I'm going to spin the block. Now,
hold on, but open the original.
This is the original right there.
Yeah, I can't.
Ray Jackson, his favorite fan.
Yeah, I can't see it though. Well, I'm gonna just wait for it to pop up on my YouTube.
Right there.
Okay, he said could have been this guy, but he didn't answer the fucking door.
And then Spence says it's cool. I'ma spin the block.
Yeah, he gonna come back to that fight,
which means he's got to do something. Which brings me back to this. Stanonius will never be pay-per-view.
Why not?
Was Ocampo's pay-per-view?
Bro.
Was Ocampo's pay-per-view?
No.
Was Danny pay-per-view?
Yes.
And Danny was a mandatory. Campos was a mandatory.
Bro, Ocampo was
a mandatory.
Freaking 5 years ago, champ.
And he was a mandatory.
Bro, Earl hadn't been on pay-per-view at all at that point.
Bro, listen to me.
He had not been on pay-per-view at all at that point.
Stanonius won't get the call. Fundora gets the call. He moves to 47, or Earl moves up in the interim while giving Crawford his opportunity. We're good with the screen share. That is my opinion. That's what I believe is going to happen. he'll either announce that before this announcement from the WBC.
He gonna announce the Keith fight, or he gonna announce the Nunes?
No, he's not gonna announce the Keith fight. He's not gonna announce the Keith fight.
I have faith.
He's gonna get more publicity from the WBC ordering it and him saying he ain't fighting them than announcing the Keith fight himself. I guarantee you, bro. Everybody's waiting to see. He's already proven till this far that he is a man of his word to the T. Bro, stop licking your lips. You got me subconscious over here. My man, shit. Okay. Yeah. He's going to get more publicity from saying no than saying yes. You tell me what you believe, but that could be our poll. What does Keith do? What does, Earl do?
I just don't see it.
What don't you see?
Like, you talking about Fedora and interims and all this other shit. Like, what? It just sounds too complicated for us to just get the Crawford fight next. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bruh, Crawford is doing a pay-per-view getting $10 million.
That's cool, but it's simple.
You think Earl's about to just do a free TV fight with Stenonius?
No, they could put that on pay-per-view. Bro, if they just put Ugas on pay-per-view.
Bro, Ugas was a champion. And he was Cuban. There's Cubans here in Vegas. There's Cubans in Miami. There's Cubans in Houston.
I'm pretty sure, isn't Stenonius Ukrainian?
Hell no.
There you go, bro.
No, he not.
Off the board.
No, he not.
Oh, he's Lithuanian.
Yep.
Damn. Are they related or? Fuck. Yeah, I mean, yo, that's cool. Bring one back. Free TV. Look, bro, put it on Fox. Listen to me. Listen to me.
This is a business, Danny. Danny, it's a business.
The Cowboys, listen to me, champ. Listen to me. The Cowboys have a good chance.
His last 4 fights or 5 fights have been pay-per-view.
Listen to me.
You fantasizing right now.
Bro, listen to me.
They don't do free. They gave you fucking Wilder tune-up on pay-per-view. They don't do free.
But they're gonna see, and they saw, bro. Right. Look, think about it. Think about it. Bro, they could make some money. Jerry could come in with some money. The Cowboys are probably gonna make the playoffs. Unfortunately, you get what I'm saying. You schedule an Earl fight around that. Jerry comes in with the money. Like, yeah, we're gonna keep it here in Dallas, right here. Like, bro, think about it.
Nah, you got the show. I'm gonna just build this poll.
So you can't see that?
Nope. So my question is, when the WBC orders Spence versus Thurman, what does Spence do? Spence fights Fundora, because there's a lot of fun in that fight, and it's a fight they can do in Texas on PPV. What else is the option? Danny's whack option. Spence fights Thurman. I wish there was enough space to put, even though he said he wouldn't, so that people can really rub it in before they fucking press that button.
Everybody knows he said.
Nah, no. Some people act like they don't, and they like that fight.
Everybody knows that he says he.
Let me see what fits. Even though he said no. See, that's -5 characters. Bullshit.
See, Anthony Forbes says he'd pay Stenonius Spence pay-per-view.
You're tripping.
New York Bullies.
Anthony Forbes, look at his last name. His last name's Forbes. That don't even count. He's got money to give to everybody. What's another option?
New York Bullet says, I agree. I think Spence versus Stenonius will be pay-per-view in Texas.
Okay, so now I got to put Spence.
You already got Stenonius.
No, I got to put that on there.
Oh, wow.
Once you find the spelling for that shit. Spence fights... Stan.
Yeah, hold on.
Eonis, something like that.
It's STANIONIS.
All right. So
what's the option so far, champ?
So far, it's Spence fights Fundora on pay-per-view. Spence fights Thurman on pay-per-view. Spence fights Stenonius on pay-per-view.
You got Fundora, you said?
Spence moves to 154. That's the 4 options. We're pressing it. Asking the community. We got Big Supermax in Texas. He says, I don't know where it will be. I was thinking Cowboy Stadium, but December 17th is when they host Texas High School State Football Championships that weekend at Jerry's World. So they won't be able to use the stadium, he's saying.
Yeah, and honestly, that probably brings in more people than the fight.
You hating on Spence crowds and fans.
I mean,
Richard D with a $2
like
super chat.
60,000 for that high school shit.
Richard D with a $2 super chat says, if Earl Spence Jr. stays at 147, I really believe he's fighting Virgil. That should have been an option, but I don't think so with the lawsuit that, Al had to settle with Oscar De La Hoya. I just don't see him revisiting that. Plus, Earl is a very tough fight. I don't know that they're ready for Virgil to lose, even if it is for a title shot. But don't get me wrong.
Title shot on pay-per-view?
Don't get me wrong. If you're young Virgil and then you're Oscar De La Hoya and your job is to do the best thing you can do for your champion or your, contender, getting him a 3-belt title shot in his home state, not city, but home state, I don't think you can ask for anything else.
Especially, do you think they get anything on a pay-per-view? Like, you think Oscar's able to put a split pay-per-view or no?
Split pay-per-view. What exactly do you mean by that? Like what Canelo and Floyd did? Split site?
Nah. Like, bro, like the 2 networks, DAZN and whoever PBC has.
Well, up until now, we haven't heard that Virgil has a network deal with DAZN the way that Ryan does. I would hope that's not an issue, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I think these fights where we talk cross promotions that just get too icky. Look, we stop hearing about Ryan and Tank. What's going on? It's a cross promotion co-broadcast fight.
It got cold.
It's a co-broadcast fight. Things always fall apart because it's a co-broadcast. I just rather talk about people that are on the same side of the street, at least if it's just for today. Fundора's with Earl. Thurman's over there with Al. That's the same side of the street.
Stenonius is with Shelly.
And Al, and, on that side of the street. But if you want to give us your opinion on this fight, why is this not on? If you want to give us your opinion on this fight, don't forget you can call us up on Blog Talk. Looks like I might have to redo that as that looks to be ended for whatever weird reason. But, yeah, man, you can also super chat and let us know what you think. Danny, tell us where we are on the poll.
I don't see the poll.
How can you not see the poll?
Let me refresh my YouTube. There it is.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
Goodbye.
She did say that.
So the poll right now, in the lead, 32% of the votes. Spence fights, drumroll, Keith Thurman on pay-per-view.
They crazy. The man has been adamant about not doing it.
30% of the votes say Spence fights Stenonius on pay-per-view. 24% of the votes say Spence moves to 154. And 13% of the votes say Spence fights Fundora on pay-per-view. So with that option, is that assuming that Fundora comes down to 47?
Or both. Because, again, he just told Al and the world it's hard to make weight. So why make weight again if it ain't for undisputed? You could fight Fundora on pay-per-view.
I was just asking because you put another option for 154 there.
Yeah, sometimes we make mistakes and we ain't great.
No, it's all good, champ. I just didn't know if you had another name in mind for him.
OTKP, I never said Thurman doesn't want the fight. I said Earl doesn't want the fight. Earl's been adamant about not wanting the fight. So if the WBC orders it, all he's got to do is two things that can happen. Vacate, and then number one
That's for friends.
fights. Number one, Keith Thurman fights number two, Virgil, or ask for franchise. And he's friends with Devin. He follows Devin. Everybody know how people feel about franchise. Nobody likes what Canelo did to Charlo. Nobody likes what Vasil did to Devin. Devin is the one that's been most adamant about getting rid of that belt. So we'll see what Thurman does. Intrigue, what do you think happens? He said he ain't did nothing to get franchise. I don't know. I think the WBC will give him franchise just based off his miraculous comeback. Let's be real. It's something to be admired. It's an inspiring story to be able to come back from everything that he's come back, no tune-ups, get in there with top 10 opposition and do what he's done and not lose a step. Come on. It's definitely an amazing
PC
story.
Jacob says, if he plans to spin the block, do you really think he'll let go of one belt before undisputed?
This is true. That's why franchise is such a possibility. Because, again, Earl's only shown me that he's a man of his word. In his eyes, I said something he didn't like. He's not giving me any second chances. Keith said something he didn't like. He's been corny ever since. He said he don't need tune-ups. He ain't take no fucking tune-ups.
You right.
The man showed he's a man of his word. So if you want to doubt him, you doubt him. But if you're on Blog Talk, you got to press 1 at least one time. That's going to let me know you're ready to rock and roll and voice your opinion to the world right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget.
Really quick, Rule in the 504 says, if Al tells Spence to fight Keith, that's the fight we'll get. Do you agree, Ness?
I don't think Al will put Keith in that position. Excuse me. I don't think Al would put Earl in that position. Earl is his golden boy. As much as y'all love Tank, Earl doing better numbers than Tank. We got a couple people in Michigan. I got Elijah on Blog Talk, but you got to press 1, Elijah. I don't want to go to you and you're like all in your office giving out seminars.
Hardcore is agreeing with you. He's saying that Earl's a man of his word.
Word.
Larry
Earl is a
Smooth
man of
says,
a word.
Thurman's the next email champ.
I mean, if Thurman fights Virgil for a vacant belt, he ain't no email champ. He technically on paper, someone can say he's a vacant champ or a paper champ, but the truth is, Virgil versus Keith, that's an amazing fight. Looks like we got C-Dub in Atlanta ready to rock and roll. Talk to me.
Yo.
What's up?
Yo, man. Shout out TBV. Smash that like button. It's free. Do something with yourself. Man, is Arrow going to? I think this is a tough one. I mean, it's just, I want to see what Keith is going to do. I mean, I know you got to wait to see what everybody else is going to do, but like maybe I think I think Arrow is going to go to a WBA route. I think he's going to do what. Then I mean, did anybody mention this? Why is the Sanione is not the like? It should be what's going to happen. Like,
I mean,
it's on the poll.
It's on the poll. It's second place with the votes.
Right. That's what I don't know why it's not first. That's my thing.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
not sure.
I got you.
And he could still have the WBC, right? And he can still hold on to the WBC, right?
Not if they order, they order. It don't matter what you want to do. They ordered. You got to do what they say.
Yeah, if they order and they're up, you know what I'm saying. If they order and they're up, then yeah.
So that's the thing. Who is up? So who is up right now?
As far as we're concerned, the WBC.
According to Mauricio.
Okay, the WBC is up. Okay, all right. So if they order that, the way to stick it would be the franchise. I know you said what you said, Arrow, but if you want to still stick it to Keith and you still want to have the undisputed, you can't make him fight Ortiz or make him, get that WBC belt. But yeah, like you said, we got to take his word for it. But I don't know, man. It's just Al said Keith down and say, hey. I mean, Al said Spence down and say, hey, man, this is the biggest bag you're going to get. The mouthpiece is going to be out before the 4th round. Why you can't turn the mouthpiece is going to be an easy fight because you're a body snatcher, and Keith is notoriously weak to the body. You really want to do this on some prideful shit? You really want to let this? You really want to on some pride? Because Keith, because Keith really did have the Pacquiao fight. I mean, if you was in Keith's shoes, you really would have went for the Pacquiao fight. You would have went for the bigger fight and not fight the guy that's coming up. The Boots. Errol is the Boots. You're not going to go and fight the Boots. You're going to fight the bigger fights if you get the bigger fights. So I think he just,
That's who I want Keith to fight. I'm going back on my word, man. He got to fight Boots, man, to earn his right.
Shit, no. Well,
I like that.
Dang, I did not think you was gonna do that.
I don't think he deserves a shot at all the belts, like off of a Barrios fight like that. Like if he gonna be my enemy because of that, what could I say?
Wow, yeah. I mean, yeah, you and Keith, yeah, y'all rock with each other hard, but yeah, Keith, man, I think he deserves it. I mean, I'm here to say that you keep your spot until you get beat. You have been inactive. Hey, tell WBC to kick him out then if he's been inactive. But he can't have his spot just took. Somebody got to take it. So
I mean, he got to fight. He got to fight a welterweight for them to take it because that's not what Barrios was. You know what I'm saying? So to be number one off a Barrios win, who's coming off a loss, like it just don't make sense.
Who's coming off a loss?
I'm coming to the WBC convention for answers. I need answers. Soon as they mandate that shit, my hand getting raised. Like, how the fuck is Keith number one?
Just like that?
Just like that.
How the fuck?
How the fuck? If they want me to gang bang and throw up WBC, I'm doing that too. Fuck out of here, man. He got to get out of here with that.
Maybe they're going to say, I believe they're going to say that he was a former champion. And
Mauricio's gonna say, yeah, Keith was champion emeritus from like 4 or 5 years ago.
Well, we need an explanation. Is all we need to know how.
He had the title stripped. Remember, this was the title he had stripped for inactivity, or was it?
Didn't he say he vacated it?
He vacated it for Sean and Dana just to have some activity.
Correct.
Why he vacating? Okay. Why you getting stripped? All this got reasons there, but C-Dub, I got to get to some other people. Thank you for calling in. It looks like we got J-Boxing Hardcore in Baltimore. What up?
Yeah. What's up there, fellas?
What up, brother?
It's all good, man. I feel, though, that Spence going to be fighting Stanionis next. But it comes to Thurman, I agree 100% with you, Ness. That boy has been nothing but a man of his word. Everything he said he was going to do, he's been behind his word. When he said that he was going to clean up his street first, then after that, he would come see Crawford. He never said anything different. When he said that in this negotiation, he said on the last negotiation, he felt, though, that he was a problem because he was saying he was in his ego about the 80-20 and all that. He said, this time, I ain't going to say shit. This time, he ain't say shit. So him fighting Thurman, I think that's a no-go. I just don't think he's going to do that. I think he'll relinquish the belts.
Ooh, you think he going to vacate, not get stripped? I mean, not take him as franchise?
If they give him franchise. But
coming off that accident, defending the belt, unifying the belt, he definitely could petition for franchise.
Well, he's warranted for it for sure. But if that's what it seemed like Suleiman really trying to make this Thurman thing happen. I don't know why he's so gun-ho on this. I'm not sure. But it seems like he really want to see Thurman fight Spence. That's the vibe I'm getting. I could be wrong. But
we got that vibe.
Ness, I mean the convention isn't until next week. It was yesterday. It was yesterday that Earl said announcement soon. So
he jumping the gun.
So you think it'll be before the convention?
Hopefully.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen. He's going to make the call this week. I think we'll know by Thursday.
Because the mandatory fights ain't being ordered till November 9th. You know, that's a week and a half from now.
But he got a date.
Okay.
He got to fight. Crawford got to fight. They got to keep keep it hot. Tell him, Jay.
I ain't tripping off of that, and Spence ain't tripping off of that. They ain't trying to hear that shit, man. They're not going to let nobody dictate what they're going to do. That ain't going to happen. They're not going to let nobody else run their business, and we see that. The proof has been in the pudding. They do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And I think he'll let that belt go before he fight Thurman. I mean, he for him to fight Thurman, he just won't do that. So unless they make him franchise, other than that, he's gonna relinquish that belt, man. That's pretty much what I
hope not. I hope not. I'm gonna remain on this side of the fence. I'm gonna remain. I'm gonna remain on the optimistic side of the fence on this one.
All right, grasshopper.
Jay, man, thank you for calling in, brother. Let me get to some other callers here. Let me see who we got in the 262. Don't forget, you could call in, too, and voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline, 1-425-569-5241.
Press 1 one time.
Yes, sir. Looks like in the 262, we got us Adrian in Wisconsin. What up?
Yo. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Loud and clear. And now we can't.
Adrian?
Are you there? Okay. Now you sound like crap, Adrian.
All right. If you're on Blog Talk and you want us to go to you, we do need you to press that number 1 at least one time. I see some guys in Maryland. There you go. First time caller. Who's this?
Hey, what's going on, man? It's your boy Truth Over Narrative, A-Side Boxing.
What's up, Truth Over Narratives?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Danny. I was in that space on Twitter where I think my man was talking. He mentioned Broadway. He mentioned my name as well. So shout out to y'all. Definitely big shout out to you, Danny. I'm a veteran as well. So
shout out
definitely,
to
you got a lot of boxing knowledge. Well, I feel like I got a lot of boxing knowledge too. But yeah, let's cook on this Earl Spence thing. So I think that one thing that a lot of people seem to forget about Errol Spence is that the allure to him is not the women, it's not the jewelry, it's not none of that. The allure and the things that keep people attracted to Errol Spence, in a sense, is his honesty. Forever he's been saying he's not going to fight Keith Thurman, and to this date he's done everything that he said he was going to do. As recent as that call that was leaked last week, the man said he wasn't fighting he wasn't fighting Thurman, and I believe him.
When was that call recorded?
It had to be about a week or two before the situation with them lawyers came up, because they were talking about the contract negotiations and the lawyers, and it got back with, because remember, the key point in that conversation was he said that he don't trust his lawyer and he needed to have another lawyer look at it. And I think that was probably like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago at most. You know what I'm saying? When that situation with the lawyers came up, and they said that Terrence Crawford had got a new lawyer and he was looking over the contract and all of that. So I think that's when Dan Rayfield reported that. But either way, he said he wasn't fighting them. Truly, when you look at the rankings in the WBC, I think that even if they do call that fight, I don't think Earl would take it. But I think that lines up perfectly for first quarter for us to get Thurman and Ugas for the vacant WBC strap. If you look at the rankings, that's what matches up.
I don't think Ugas.
I go to the rankings,
I don't think Ugas is gonna jump over Virgil.
But listen, hold up, give me a second. So Keith Thurman is number 1. Virgil's number 2, but he's been petitioning the WBA for Stanionis fight. He already been on record petitioning the WBA for that fight. Boots is the IBF mandatory. Avanesian is fighting Crawford, and Conor Ben is not in the picture anymore.
Yeah, but just because he's petitioning for a WBA doesn't mean the WBC still won't order their 2 highest ranked fighters.
They don't care what the others, you feel me?
They don't care that you go on another route unless you formally submit to them to be taken out of their rankings. You number 2. And it's a bigger fight for them. Remember, this is a business. This is a business. I don't want Thurman fighting Ugas. I want Thurman fighting the dude that could fight in Texas and sell it out.
No, I get with you. I'm with you. But again, I know these sanctioning bodies work very closely with these promotional companies. And I think it'd be a tough trying to make a Keith Thurman and Virgil Ortiz fight, even if they order it. I think that'd be a real tough fight. A real tough fight to get made. Again, this is my personal thoughts. I think we're gonna get Ugas versus Keith Thurman in the first quarter of 2023. And
but you do understand that's the whole point of the sanctioning body, is to make the tough fight. Now that the fight is ordered, with, let's say WBC orders Virgil and Keith, now if they can't negotiate, now the WBC makes more money because they get the purse bid.
No, I'm with you, and I don't want you to think I'm being naive. I'm just being realistic as to what these sanctioning bodies do. This is what they do. A lot of things get moved around, and again, I just see it just being an easier fight for the WBC to just order to let Thurman fight Ugas. Now, I'm all for a Virgil Ortiz fight. I would love to see that. I think that fight will do well at the gate for sure. I think it'll do well. We know Keith Thurman know how to sell a fight. Obviously, I know Virgil's not a big talker, but I think that'd be a great fight for the fans to see. But again, when you get to talking these sanctioning bodies and how they deal with promotional companies, I just think that they would remember we got Isak Cruz versus Ryan ordered, but both of them had opponents and all of that, so whatever. But I really think that we're gonna get Thurman and Ugas, and I think that Spence is gonna move up, and I could potentially see with the history there, I could see Spence versus Castaño. Castaño beat him in the amateurs. He just coming off losing that undisputed fight. I think we could really get Spence versus Castaño at 154. I know people might call me crazy, so I'm crazy.
Yeah, you is. Why would Spence do Castaño for no belt? But listen, I do got to get to other callers. Do appreciate you calling in. If you want to call in, the number to call is 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Adrian in Wisconsin, we're trying you again. What's up?
Yo,
We
can you
hear
hear me?
you.
All right. Yeah. So, I mean, if they order Thurman, I'm kind of like Spence's energy, then he don't want that fight. And I almost think that Spence got a big enough ego to give up that strap and say, fuck them. That's just me personally. I feel like he definitely feels Keith personally did him wrong on the come up. I think he like a bitter ex-girlfriend. He ain't gonna let that shit go. I think he might actually sacrifice the belt not to fight him, just to be an asshole. I think he dislikes Keith that much, even though I think that would be a good stay busy fight for him if we're not going to get, the Bud fight, which we're obviously not getting. As a fan, that's what I'd like, but I really think that the guy is going to keep the same energy he's always had, and he's gonna drop the belt, and then it won't be for undisputed, then it'll be for pride, and then how much does that take away from the fight if there's another belt just sitting out there? That's kind of.
I mean, if he drops it, then maybe Crawford could go pick it up, make it a little even.
Right. See, yeah, and that would be better, and I think that would bring more chips to the table in a sense, because then you're looking at undisputed, and now Crawford got another piece. And Spence's energy has been he's going to fight Crawford. He was just going to clean his side of the street up. So hopefully everybody's energy stays the same. Crawford goes and grabs this bag, and then they can come back and make this fight for us, the fans, which, honestly, you guys, we deserve this shit. How much money we going to spend on pay-per-view this year, Ness? I bet you already got it tallied up on how much money, you got to realize for you and Danny, that's work. For the rest of us, you know, you can write that shit off. For the rest of us, we ain't writing that off. You know, that's me paying into the sport, which I love. I love the sport, and I like supporting, but, man, paying some of these pay-per-views for fights that aren't necessarily pay-per-view worthy, you know, that's a strain on the pocketbook when I'm not getting the fights I want. I don't mind paying, but, man, you know, give me something worth paying for, top and bottom. You know, if you're going to give me a fucked-up-ass fight as the main card, I better have a fire-ass undercard. Every fight better be good. But I understand money-wise how it is, but, you know, at the end of the day, I think he'll drop the belt. Maybe Terrence can scoop it up. Maybe that's part of the plan. I don't know. But that's all I got, brother.
All right, brother. Appreciate you calling in. Looks like we got some more callers. If you want to call in, the number is 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time to voice your opinion. Right here, Voice of the People hotline in the 765. Brand new caller, what looks like Indiana. What up? Who's this?
The boxing voice. This Josh.
Josh, thank you for calling in, brother. What's going on? What's on your mind?
Hey, man, I've been following y'all for a long time, man. I love your channel, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. I support y'all. Y'all one of my favorite boxing channels. Y'all keep it real and honest, man. I respect everything y'all saying. As a fan, I've been a boxing fan since I was a little kid. I love boxing, man. I keep up with all the interviews and everything, man. You know, I just want to give my honest opinion on this situation about the Spence situation.
Hello? Are you there,
Can
champ?
you hear me?
We hear you.
Yeah, so, like, when it comes to the Thurman Spence situation, I've been following that situation for a long time. And I remember when Floyd Mayweather had he told Spence to call out Thurman. And I remember back then because I was a big Keith Thurman fan because Thurman was the top dog, and you know everybody was ducking Thurman for a long time. Like people were scared to fight Keith Thurman. And then when Earl Spence came on the scene, I'm a big Earl Spence fan too. I like both fighters, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, man, I know Keith had injuries and stuff, man. You know, I'm not no dude that like to defend people, you know what I'm saying, on certain stuff. I just feel like, man, over time, this fight should have been made a long time ago, man. But at the same time, man, when you from the street, and if a dude if you ain't like the dude for a long time, man, like, in a way, it's going to kind of make you look like if you said you ain't like the dude for a long time, and then all of a sudden now you got a chance to fight him, man, and then you don't want to fight him, it's kind of like, okay, you wanted to fight him back then, but what's the problem now? Like, I just feel like, man, I just feel like if Thurman fought Sean Porter now, he'll be Sean Porter again out of retirement. If he fought Danny again, I feel like Thurman will beat Danny again. Like, I just feel like right now the best person with the best resume is Thurman versus Spence besides Crawford. I don't feel like in Ennis. I feel like them Earl's two best opponents is Ennis and Thurman. I feel like anybody else out there that he should fight, it should be besides Crawford, it should be Ennis or Spence. I mean Ennis or Thurman. That's how I feel, man.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for calling in. We appreciate the energy. Looks like on the Super Chats, we stopped off at Big Supermax. We got Richard D., who says, if Earl Spence stays at 47, I really believe he's fighting Virgil. He's right back with another one. He says, Earl Spence Jr. and Wilder are AI's top money guys. Oh, okay. Al's top money guys. Floyd get a cutoff tank. BX the Don, $5 super chat says, WBC going to order Thurman to fight a final eliminator. Thurman versus Barrios was a semifinal. Keith going to be sick.
Wow.
That's what they should do, order an eliminator between Virgil and Keith one time
Final.
Thurman. Looks like we got more callers on Blog Talk. Remember, you can call in yourself to voice your opinion right here. Voice of the People hotline in the 253. Looks like Seattle, Washington. We got brand new caller. Who's this?
Seattle, talk to us.
He didn't want to call in. He hung up the minute he noticed he was live. All right.
Oh, snap.
If you're on Blog Talk and you want to call in, you know, you got to press that one button at least one time to let us know you are available. In the meantime, let's see where the poll is. And it looks like we got, when the WBC orders Spence versus Thurman, what does Spence do?
38% of the people believe that Spence will be fighting Keith Thurman on pay-per-view. 28% of the people say Spence fights Stenonius on pay-per-view.
Boo.
21% say Spence moves up to 154 to fight anybody but Fundora. And 13 say Spence fights Fundora on pay-per-view.
I said that, where the A side?
He's the A side. He can really do any one of those things, let me tell you.
He is the A side.
None of those things are beneath him, except maybe Stenonius.
So right now, what would you prefer? Because it seems like you've had a change of heart a bit. I feel like,
I mean, I would want definitely not Stenonius. And I guess anything else is okay. Any of the other options, I guess, is okay. I got
$5 up.
I got the back foot, $2 super chat. He says Earl Spence Jr. versus Thurman would be the highest sold pay-per-view besides Terrence Crawford. Damn. You think so?
Keith Thurman?
It's so funny to hear dudes call in and protect Earl, because they be like, I mean, yo, man, you know, when you say you don't fuck with a dude, you know, you don't want to give money. It's like, bro, nah, usually when I think a dude corny, I want to fuck him up. Not anything else they talk about.
Right.
Like, he corny, let me beat him up. But how you corny, I don't want to beat you up. How you say you talk a lot, you a cornball, I don't want to beat you up. I'm going to take the high road and hurt you in your pockets. I don't get it. I don't get it. Spence fans need to talk to Spence about that. Hello.
Hello.
You heard that too?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Okay. Spence fans need to talk to Spence about that because, you know, there's something fishy about that. You know what I mean? If I don't like you, let's fight.
Is he deserving?
Deserving of an ass whooping? Ain't he been talking about you? Called you boy and all that shit?
I'm saying from a boxing perspective, is he deserving
Of an ass whooping?
of a 3-belt unification title shot?
I mean, is Fundora?
Is Fundora?
Is Fundora?
Nah, but that's why I don't think that fight would have happened at 47, despite what Fundora said back in June.
Let me go to Nashville, brand new caller. Who this?
Yo, what's going on? This your boy Janelle from Nashville.
Janelle, what's up? How you spell that?
What's going on? Man, that's Janeal. Like Shaquille O'Neal.
All right.
Janelle.
Shout out, champ. Thank you for calling in.
Man, I got a lot of... Oh, yeah, for sure, my people, man. I was tuning in right here on my break, listening to y'all good boys. Cook real good, man. I've been tripping on a lot of these boys going back and forth on social media and YouTube and stuff. I just don't understand, man. It's clear as day. And I've been hearing all these people like, you know, Buzz been lying. Tell me one time when EJ ever lied. Man, did we not hear Floyd Mayweather come out at the beginning of the month letting everybody know that he pretty much Al Heyman's best friend. They talk every day. He know more about the business than anybody is talking about, and he let us know the fight wasn't going to happen. So for EJ to just be sitting here lying to his fans, keep making them think that he really wants the fight going to happen, knowing that the whole time the fight was going to happen. And then whenever we get this leaked footage of with EJ talking on the phone, if PBC been knowing this whole time that he promises he ain't never going to fight Keith Thurman, they mind was not even asking about Keith Thurman no more. While on the phone call, he still, you know, getting Keith Thurman thrown up to him whenever he telling them the only fight he want to make is
is Bud. To me, I honestly, man, I've been feeling this whole time like they was keeping EJ on the outskirts of the business. He didn't know what was going on. He was just sitting there being a yes man, you know what I'm saying, just waiting on Al Heyman to tell him when to move. And the whole time, they never wanted to make this fight. They probably had 2 or 3 other fights on the table trying to make them the whole time, especially the Thurman fight. I just feel like it's easy to see PBC. And if you look at it, if you look at the fight schedule, none of their networks got fights for the rest of the year, pretty much, except for everybody else got fights going. Everybody else making money, doing business. But they the only ones who ain't got no fight. Even Tank Davis and them can't even get a good fight going. It's obvious to me that they never wanted to make this fight, bro. I don't know why people even wanted to hype it up to make it seem like we been knowing EJ was ducking, but it's been so many excuses. But since I've been watching Bud, I've been hearing all these excuses, man. I just wanted to
you just said he didn't know. So if he doesn't know, how can he be ducking if in his mind the fight that he wants, the Bud fight, is getting made?
Because look, I feel like this.
He didn't show
more interest in this, and he didn't show more interest in this last week with the Keith Thurman fight than tweeting about, announcement coming soon and everything. He showed more interest in that than he didn't show this whole negotiation with Bud for the most part. I think that he might have wanted the fight. If they would have brought it to him for real, he probably would have took it. But I don't think he honestly ever wanted. I don't think he ever thought they were really gonna get the fight put together. Because when you hear him, he didn't sound for sure. There's a dude that's talking like this on the phone, sound like he really wanted the fight to happen. Yeah, hopefully we can get it done in January. Like that don't sound. A dude that really wanted the fight would have been in that office. Like, what's going on, Al? I mean, come on now, man. What we got to do to get this fight going? It shouldn't be this hard. It should be easy. He sounded like he was just sitting there waiting on Al to come back and tell him some stuff that was never gonna be told. Fairy tale Al.
Janelle, man, thank you for calling in. We appreciate you calling in for the first time. Please do call in again. We will address you by name. For the dozens that are calling, we do need you to press that 1 button at least one time. That's going to give us it's going to give us the indication that you're ready to rock and roll. And I see someone in what looks like possibly DC. So I'm coming to you in the 202. Let's see. Is it someone we got or new to the list?
Who we got in DC?
That looks like DC, and this is someone new. So we'll just go ahead and get to you. Who is it? What's your name, brother? Where you calling in from?
What's good? It's Tip Bayless.
Tip Bayless. What's up, brother? I've seen you in the chat plenty of times.
What's going on, boys?
How you feeling, champ?
Man, this whole feeling good. Man, this whole Earl situation, bro is ducking Thurman. I'm going to just put it straight up. Bro ducking Thurman. Because we're not going to act like these dudes ain't got the same advisor, and they couldn't have been made this fight happen.
But why would he duck a dude? Like, how is it ducking? He ain't got no belt. All he did since losing to Pacquiao is beat Barrios by decision.
Check this out. Hey, were people not calling for the Thurman fight when Earl ain't have a belt?
Well, people are not calling for the Thurman fight.
People was Earl.
Because
Earl.
Because Earl was Jerron Ennis back then, the young up and coming prospect.
But he was calling for the fight.
But he was young, up and coming, and hungry, and a killer. Is Thurman young, up and coming, and a killer?
They were calling for the fight.
Is Thurman young, up and coming, and a killer?
As of right now, no.
All right then.
He don't have nothing to offer.
So why we want that?
Earl ain't had nothing to offer back then.
Bruh, he had youth, and he was a threat.
Come on, youth.
Yes, youth.
That's what we rocking.
Hell yeah.
He was the new young kid on the welterweight scene.
He was the new young kid on the block.
That's crazy. If we saying that, then Keith was more of a valuable opponent than Berto. If Keith had a belt.
I mean, Keith is Berto right now, and they both from Florida. Let's go. Walk with me.
That's crazy, man.
I mean, say I'm lying. Lying. Why do you have? Why Thurman couldn't drop my man Barrios? Listen, I'd have still been on a choo-choo train, but I told him don't fight Barrios. I told his ass would have happened. Y'all went and took that Barrios fight. Now look, you can't even knock down a dude. Hey. A featherweight was man. Tank had my man looking like a bowling pin.
Hey, listen, Earl could have dropped with Mikey Garcia.
Earl couldn't drop Mikey Garcia because he wanted to beat him at his own game.
2 weight classes.
Nah, he wanted to beat him. Nah, everybody thought Mikey was going. Everybody thought Mikey was going to outbox Earl, so he fought his fight to show you I'm gonna beat him at what y'all think he best at. I'm not gonna be a bully. I'm gonna beat him at what he best at. If he could box, I could box better. That's what Earl did,
bro. But still, Mikey Garcia, an undefeated champion, moving up. Mario Barrios, somebody coming off a knockout loss.
Come on.
From a smaller guy. Like,
no way,
what
Jose.
Are we talking?
But listen, DC, I love you, brother. I love you. But the lines is lit. It's time to keep it moving. We going out to the 915. Do we got a new caller? Caller? Let's see in the 951.
Who we got?
It most certainly is a new caller. And this is what I'm talking about. We was waiting to build up this new time slot. Now you got me looking good in front of Blue Wire. All these days with no damn calls, I wanted to kill somebody. I'm telling you. But it looks like we got a new caller in the 915, El Paso, Texas. Who's this?
Joshua Brown, man. How you doing?
What up, Josh?
Talk to us.
How you doing, bro? So, I mean, I just got to express this, man. Me personally, I just feel like, I agree with the last call. I feel like Errol's kind of ducking Keith Thurman in a sense because, let's just be real. If you really, like, put it out there, people want to see Keith Thurman versus Errol just as much as they want to see Errol versus Bud. Period.
What?
And I just yes. Like let's be,
No, we do not want to see Thurman just as bad as what we want to see Crawford and Earl. Stop. You on your own island with that.
Let me ask you a question then. Let me ask you a real question. Why wouldn't you want to see that fight? What makes you say that would not be a competitive, great fight?
I wouldn't use those words. I would use these. Boots Ennis is more deserving. Virgil Ortiz is more deserving. Even Conor motherfucking I took drugs, Ben is more deserving.
Well, I don't know about the last one. I agree with Boots.
I mean, this is how I feel. If there was
Virgil.
anybody else that vacated their title, their belt, to fight the bigger fighter, obviously for the money fight, yeah, he lost. But if it was any other big fighter, he would lose, lost or not, he would have that opportunity to come and get that belt back. Am I not right? Like, let's be real. Like, if he was a top, I'm talking elite.
Listen. If Thurman wants to use politics, tell him go to the WBC route. Say he was the champ. Put in some petition and some salty tears, and hopefully they give him a shot. Till then, Earl don't got to give him a shot.
I don't know, man. I honestly, I will respect your game more than me on the boxing tip, and I'm a big boxing fan. That's why I love the show. But I guess it's just one of those situations where I just totally believe wholeheartedly that fight, Keith Thurman. They announced right now Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence. I'm telling you right now, that's a huge fight.
It is because casuals don't know shit about boxing.
So are you really going to say Terrence is bigger than Keith Thurman?
I'm going to say Terrence is a way more competitive fight, and it means more because it's be for undisputed. It'll go in the history books.
And yes, Terrence Crawford is a bigger name than Keith Thurman. Terrence Crawford has been on pay-per-view numerous of times. Regardless of what his numbers have been, he's been there.
One man's guarantee is 6.5 million and 10 million.
Competitive fight. Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter. I mean, he has classic fights, bro.
Yo, my man was on the other side of the street.
Really just look past this man. Like, I don't understand.
He ain't looking. How we looking past him? We want him to do something to get in position, bro. You want to just put him in position
because of what he did
news.
4 or 5 years ago.
Let's be real.
Bro, you're talking about.
Bro, if he didn't need that,
he earned it 4 or 5 years ago.
If he didn't need that, my friend, you wouldn't be in here calling, trying to campaign for that.
You wouldn't drop your belt to fight Pacquiao. You wouldn't drop your belt to fight Pacquiao. Make money, take that risk. Why are we not respecting the risk?
Yeah, we respect him. That's why we didn't say he ducked. Listen to me. We respect him. That's why we didn't say he ducked. He dropped his belt to fight Pacquiao. He chose his path and decision, man. You got to live with it.
Like he could have chose, you know, a top 15. I'm not saying top 5, but you know, a guy
top
like
15 welterweight, but he chose Barrios.
He
chose
in the
Barrios.
rankings if he was for real about putting himself in position.
Now I agree with that. I agree with that on as far as the Barrios fight. I'm 100% with y'all on that. I think he could have picked a much better opponent for a tune-up fight, but you know, it's
did Earl Spence take a tune-up? Did Earl Spence take a tune-up after he went flying 22.5 times out of his Ferrari? Or did he come right back into the fight that he was in negotiations right before that accident?
Oh no, man!
And fight is mandatory in Danny Garcia. Was Danny Garcia not the WBC mandatory? Come on,
chill, champ. He's definitely not a tune-up. We do got to get to some other callers. Phone lines is lit. If you want to call in, you know the number to do so is 1-425-569-5241. Press 1. One time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. We're going out to Baltimore because somebody just dropped off, so we got to go to B-more.
And let me see.
What you got?
I'm trying to see what, you know,
where the poll at? Where the poll at?
Over 500 votes, Ness.
Damn!
39% of the people believe Spence fights Thurman on pay-per-view.
What?
28% of the people, and that's been in first place this whole time, 28% of the people believe Spence fights Thenonius on pay-per-view.
Jesus Christ.
20% of the people say Spence moves up to 54 to fight who knows who. And then 13% say Spence fights Fundora on pay-per-view.
Some of these guys are not real boxing fans.
Why do you say that, champ?
I mean, look at the percentages on that, bro. That's a little bit crazy, man.
It's not
what
bad.
We got here? This is a new caller. No. This looks like Ra in Baltimore. What up?
Yo, what up?
What's up, champ?
Yo, I'm gonna make this real. I'm gonna make it real quick because I know y'all mad lit right now. But I'm gonna say this though, like I've been rapping Thurman ever since. You know what I mean? I got back in the boxing. Whatever. Thurman is the one that got me back in the box. I'm not being biased or nothing like that. You know, Coach Dan St. Pete, that's my peoples. But if Thurman was to take this fight with Spence, that's obvious Thurman cashing out because Thurman not ready for this fight. Like, anybody that really rock with Thurman wouldn't want him to take this fight because he's not going to win that fight.
Thank you, brother.
I mean,
thanks for being honest.
Thurman need to go in and I want to see him fight Ugas. That'll be a fight that's not so easy and not so hard. You know what I mean?
But Ugas might not even be ready yet. His face still broke.
Yeah. All right. So Ugas might not. But anybody like Spence, Boots not in the top 10. Nah, like Thurman need to get back. He just got back on the ball with Barrios. He was pitching. He was.
What about Rashidi? What about Rashidi? Rashidi Ellis.
That's a good fight. That'll tell us is you back.
I'm not too familiar. I mean, that sound. I mean, he don't sound like he.
He beat Alexis Rocha.
That probably.
And Virgil been ducking.
Somebody like that.
According to him,
nobody in the top 10. Nobody like, especially not no fucking Earl Spence. Earl Spence he's back. He's well oiled right now. Like, nah.
He said well oiled.
Spence rocking on all cylinders right now. Like, nah. Like, anybody that really rock with Thurman wouldn't want him to take, that fight. Especially as much as I've been rapping Thurman and know for a fact that he will beat Spence and both of them. You know what I mean? If both of them active and everything, like, anybody that knows boxing, like, I mean, like boxing purists, like the best fights wasn't even on pay-per-view this year, and that was Costanzo and Charlo. That's boxing purists. But all these other dudes, they just skim box. I don't know if they really watch, but I don't really think they know what we in a professional athlete is all about. But yeah, Thurman need to just go ahead and chill his little ass out and fight somebody. I don't know who y'all said, Ellis or somebody like that. Like, you know what I mean? But hey, yo, let me ask y'all though, what's up with that Tank situation? I thought he was done with me.
Man, you know that he only say that when it's time to get a fight, man. Don't nobody believe Tank no more, man. We got to go to some other callers, though. It looks like we got an 804 Big Gucci. Nick, what up, champ?
Hey, peace, big brother Numsy in the building. Shout out to both of y'all for keeping the show lit.
Appreciate it.
Been a long time, but I've been watching y'all on YouTube. Can't catch the Thursday show like I used to. But yeah, man, this Earl thing, I think Earl ain't never ducked nobody. There's no history, no record, no nothing. We got that Earl ducked anybody. He took the Pacquiao fight again, even when Pacquiao didn't have his belt, he ain't run. You know what I'm saying? So for us to sit up here and say that, or anybody to come on the line to say that he ducking Terrence, where? Show me the history. We got plenty of history of Terrence not taking fights, time over time, taking old washed up dudes from London that was in their prime 10 years ago and saying, oh, look what I did. Like, come on, man. This is preposterous. He's 34 years old.
Like cool.
He talking about Brooke, man.
We been
talking about Khan. Who else from London?
Amir Khan. What are you talking about? What you mean, bro?
They're not from London. They're from outside.
One is from Sheffield.
They're from the United Kingdom.
Okay, so UK. I apologize. Let me get. You know what I mean? I guess you was listening to drill music before we got up in here. I got you. Oh man.
I got the Black Forces on the day. It's my first day back in the gym in like 12 years.
Okay. Hey man, I salute you, man. Keep moving forward. Keep working hard out here. But we gotta stop this nonsense. Terrence is trying to basically time Earl out. Everybody knows it's not a secret. Everybody knows Earl don't got much time left. He gotta go. His body can't stay here no more. Everybody know that shit. So he keep making excuses. The belts are just gonna fall all over the place, and he's gonna still blame it on Earl. So I mean, if y'all want to believe that, smoking mirrors, have a good time. But shout out to the boxing boys.
All right, champ.
All right, champ. Appreciate it.
Yo, so
Thank
you, brother. I do want to screen share this tweet real quick because what if Earl Spence shocks us all? Let me get a screen share, fellas. Let me extend this.
I just seen that.
Bro, is there any way that Earl told Al, fuck that Al, give me the young man?
He say he don't take tune-ups.
Because
this who we all want, truth be told.
Earl out there saying announcement soon. Boots saying devil face, excited emoji, the fight locked in emoji.
Well, it's a lock emoji.
No, that's a fight locked in. I ain't got the devil emoji for nothing, Danny.
Well.
And the devil emoji mean I got him.
But it ain't no boxing glove there.
Dog, the announcement, I'm grinding on my teeth, the big one. That's what that, you excited. You grinding your teeth, you so excited. The big fish, maybe. I bit him, I'm biting down on the fin of the big fish.
Or maybe he's just excited he got a date.
Nah.
He can't be excited he got a date.
Look at Slim Shady. You got the Spence fight? That's fucking right.
Did he like it?
No. He don't need to. I did. We good, fellas. We going out to the next caller.
Thinking, brother.
We going out to the next caller. Here we got Indy.
Go out to Hector in the 617.
Hector in the 617. What up?
Hey, what's good? You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Is your name actually Hector or?
My name is Dosage. I mean, my name is Hector, but my screen name is Hec Dosage.
Yeah, I figured. I just guessed when I said Hector. But what's up, bro? Talk to us.
That's a good guess. That's a good guess.
You're welcome.
All right, so I just wanted to make it quick because I know you guys are lit right now. I appreciate what you guys are doing. I saw what you did with Polymonology and Bill Haney. You know, it was a good conversation that was had, but that's not what the reason for the call is. I just wanted to let everybody know that, you know, this business, you know, when Errol Spence was like feared just like Enos is, Thurman didn't give him no respect, and he was real rude to him. So now that Errol Spence is on top, this guy Thurman, he trying to cash out. And everybody knows that this man has no fucking – he hasn't been the same since he lost to Pacquiao. And I like Thurman because he could sell the fight. But now this is personal. So Spence, you know what I mean? He already know he could beat him, but he don't want to put no money in his pocket. He got bigger fish to fry. And Thurman, you know, mentally, you know what I mean, he hasn't been the same since Pacquiao. So, you know what I mean, I feel like Thurman can't even hold his own with anybody from the top 5. And that's why he running away from that Enos conversation. I mean, so if anybody want to sit here and try to act like Thurman is the same guy that he was when he fought Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, and everybody else that, you know, made him, you know, the one-time Thurman, they lost. You know what I mean? They just holding on to, you know, the past, and you got to let it go. Thurman ain't the same no more. He's done. Tank could beat Thurman right now. That's all I got to say.
That's a pay-per-view I actually wanted. They didn't listen to me on that either, and instead they did Barrios and fucking Thurman. But we got some super chats.
They didn't want Thurman to get back-to-back losses.
Yeah, I mean, he would have been better doing that on pay-per-view. Let me tell you. And a star would have been born to the next level. But we got
That's
Super
true.
Mex. To be honest, I don't care who Spence fights. Neither is the one I want. So just to see the champ back is fine with me. Don't matter who it is. I'm tuning in. Oh, no. I'm tuning in into going? I don't know. Okay. Richard D., I'd rather pay pay-per-view for Earl Spence Jr. versus Thelonious than Bud versus Avocado, a.k.a. Avanesian.
That one's almost half the price.
Yep. I got Rule the World TV, $5 Super Chat says, Earl Spence was the IBF champion and he wanted to unify with Thurman. $20 Super Chat from Anthony Big Ticket Seller Forbes. He says, I understand why Spence don't want to fight Thurman, but I don't agree with it. I want to see the fight. If he fights Thurman, it's like breaking bread. That's why Spence is willing to fight Charlo and not Thurman.
Unless he tells Thurman like, yo, you get the opportunity, but you taking short money.
Hey, I mean, big belts on the line, might as well.
Offer him like, 150, 200, like low money.
Damn, that you basically want him to say no. He ain't gonna say yeah to that.
Nah, I mean, I think $500,000 is like good low money.
I mean, $500,000 it still ain't right.
Nah.
I mean, Thurman is a proven seller. He can sell, especially with the right partner. But we got
Not on pay-per-view.
Larkins, or Michael Larkins says, that argument weak, brother. Which one?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then we got another one that says, if Earl picks Boots next, what kind of statement would that make to not only Bud, but to the whole boxing as a whole? It would be an amazing statement.
Bro,
I
would say that he got the biggest cojones in this sport.
It would be like when Mayweather fought Canelo, except not really, because Canelo was more accomplished as a unified champ. But hey, it's almost the same, because no one thought Canelo's as dangerous as we think Boots is. Or maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, no.
Or maybe I'm wrong.
I think that's safe. No, I think that's pretty safe to say, champ.
But I got more super chats. Looks like Heck Dosage we got today. He says, pick up my call. Calling from the 617. And we got Tip Bellis, who just called in with a fat $10 super chat. He says, Keith on the record saying he would fight Earl for 3 belts when healthy. Now Earl don't want to fight. If he wanted Thurman, why he ain't negotiate like Keith did with Bud, who ain't counter off for the 10 milli? We got a bunch of callers we got to go out to on the line right now. We're going to go to the 703. 703 sounds brand new. Okay, 703. We got a few in there. Let's see. It looks like the Scoob out of New York City by way of Virginia. What up?
Talk to us.
Hey, what up? What up? What's good? I'm not new. I've been on here before. I'm just gonna jump in. I see you guys. Look, I know you're gonna hate what I'm about to say, but man, if it's not Boots, it has to be Thurman, man. I heard somebody say we don't know the business of boxing, but we all know, like one of the other callers said, Thurman is going to put butts in the seats. Pay-per-view numbers are going to do super, and he deserves the fight. I don't care what anybody says about, oh, he did this in the past, he did that. Who's more deserving?
Boots Ennis.
Who, Fundora?
Boots
No,
Ennis.
Yeah,
Boots.
yeah, I said that. I said if it's not Boots, then it's got to be Thurman. But Boots, absolutely. If we get Boots,
Nah,
look, we all gonna
Stanionis
be
deserves
yeah,
it after. Stanionis is second
Yeah.
after Boots.
Stanionis got what? How many fights he got?
He got 2 good wins. He
13?
beat Butayev and he beat Jamal James.
And Collazo?
Oh, he got Collazo too?
I mean, yeah. They stopped the fight due to a cut.
Yeah,
but
that's
like,
right.
but come on, man. Like Thurman, man. He only lost. He got a split decision loss to Pacquiao. 2 belt champ.
Inactivity.
Put some respect on that man's name. Listen, we hating on him because he didn't give.
We're not hating on him. We just saying, champ, that shit was so long ago. You feel me? It's so long ago, bro. I literally let me tell you something. Well, I was at that fight, bro. When he fought Pacquiao, I was at that fight, bro. I had a comb over then. I literally went from the comb over to the low cut. I'm bald now, brother. Like, it's been so fucking long. Like, come on. Boots and Stanonius have both put themselves. They have both put themselves. They have both put themselves in positions. To now, it's like, yo, we can't disagree with you. We can't argue with y'all. They put themselves in position.
Yeah. Okay, position to fight somebody. Now look, in the past we've seen it. So many other champions, former champions, come back with year layoffs or whatever, and they come up and they get the shot. I mean, look, and there's already bad blood there. The fight is going to sell. There's bad blood between those two, man. Well, give us the fight. You know what I mean? And if not, fight Boots then. Fight
I
Boots.
hear you,
I'm gonna
champ.
be happy.
We got to get to some other callers, but I swear to God, I feel your passion in that, man. That last stage, just give us the fight. Like, damn, I can't believe there's that many people that want the Thurman fight off of a Barrios
performance
UD.
like that, yeah.
Like, wow, man. I'm like, wow. All right, we got a few more callers we about to get to in the 404. They piling in, I'll tell you that. 404, who we got?
Over 600, damn near 700 people watching live, Nas.
Have they pressed the thumbs up? I believe no.
Yeah, only 200
I believe
likes.
no. Have you hit the thumbs up? Of course not. Go ahead and do so. We got Jay, the trucker, ATL, shorty, ATL.
Hey, what's going on with you, man? It's been a long time, brother.
What up? What up?
Yo, let me tell you something, man. Either of those fights for Arrow will be good. I mean, either of those fights, Stanionis, Boots, or either Keith Thurman. I never really wanted to see him fight Keith Thurman, especially like that. I never really wanted to see that fight after that. But, man, this is boxing, man. All of this politics shit and all of this politics, man, those would be good fights for him. Good fights for him. You know, if he don't want the soft touch. So, hey, listen, it is what it is. But I would love to see him murderlize Keith Thurman. I would love to see that.
Well, all right.
I would love to see that. I mean, get it back in blood, man. All of them days. I mean, we know those who ain't just got on here, who been following. Okay, so I watch boxing like that. I watch it. I constantly get, man, you stay on the phone. You stay on the phone. I love boxing. I love it. You know, but I'm going to tell you, man, I would love to see him murk Keith. I would love that.
Damn, Merc. Why you want to see him go out like that?
Yeah, I want to see him go out like that, Nez. I do. You know what I'm saying?
What he do to you,
I don't always agree with you, Nez, but, man, you consistent on here, you know, and I love your show. Like I said, I don't always agree with you, man, but you 100, man. You are 100.
Appreciate you, man. We're going to get to some other callers. If you want to call in, you know the number is 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time to voice your opinion. We're going back out to Boston.
Who we got
Massachusetts. Now? Let's see. Who's this? Boston? Hello. 617. 617. Excuse me, 67. No, yeah, 617. 617, you there? Going once? 617, going twice.
Yo,
What's up? We hear you. Who's this?
I was already on the phone, my man.
Oh.
Hypnosis.
Oh, okay. Damn, so I got to fix that.
Fuck that up, now.
Fuck that last four.
Oh, wow. And then who we got?
So next up, Hawk in Maryland. What's up?
Yo, what up, fella?
How are you?
Oh, good. Y'all can hear me. Okay. All right, what's up, Ness and Ringwalk? What's going on today?
How you feeling, man? Back with another one.
Yeah, I see, man. Y'all, but it's the third time, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
This is the third show today. That is correct.
Something like.
Yeah, working, getting it in.
And then we got
Man, I'm like this, you know me,
and then we got the Border Wars pre-training camp starts today. So that's after this.
After this.
Oh, okay. What, y'all gonna show it?
Nah, we what do you mean we're gonna be in the? Oh, are we showing us in the gym? No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
Okay, understood. What I was about to say, I'm like this, man. The old school, you know, like I feel Earl should close that circle. I understand he got the beef. I mean, Pacquiao and Floyd had a beef. Pacquiao even took Floyd to court to sue him for defamation. You know what I mean? He had a beef too, but he need to close that circle. Like Sugar Ray Leonard fought all his contemporaries. Oscar De La Hoya fought all his contemporaries. Floyd Mayweather did. All those fighters, that's why they in the Hall of Fame, because they fought all the other fighters that came up with him. I say Earl need to fight Keith, and Earl need to get Terrence Crawford in that ring, man. Because I remember one fight we missed years ago. Everybody still talk about it. Riddick Bowe never fought Lennox Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we need to have that fight. You know what I mean? Keith Thurman and Earl need to fight. I don't know how they need to work it out. And Earl and Terrence Crawford, he need to make them fights because they need to close that circle, bro. That's why Floyd got like he was. He fought everybody he came up with. But I do got a question before I get off. Since everybody's acting like the guy that Terrence Crawford is fighting don't got no arms or feet, you know, like the fight is a lock, he's just going to crush the guy. What if Terrence Crawford lose? Is that fight with Errol Spence still big? I just want
It would be the greatest upset in boxing because it would have ruined another undisputed fight.
We also thought that Teofimo Lopez had no way of losing to, what's his name?
That's
Camboso.
not true, bro. That's not
thought.
true. That's not true. I bet money on that.
You bet money on Camboso?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, good move. Good
Absolutely.
Move, but I'm just saying.
I hear you though. I was part of the minority. I was part of the minority. I hear you.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing.
These fighters take risks when they don't make the big fight, bro. When they don't make the big fight, they go fight other people. What if he lose? That's all I'm saying. I'm not wishing he lose, but what if he lose? And then what we got? But anyway, great show, fellas.
All right, Hawk. Thank you. We're going to 858. Brand new caller. Who's this?
Hey, this is Big T from San Diego.
Big T, San Diego.
Hey,
what up?
We'll be there Saturday. What's up?
I might have to come out and say what's up.
For sure.
Man, so, okay. All right, but so listen, I don't know how people are saying Spence is ducking Crawford. That's crazy. But given that fight ain't going to happen, I have been saying I think Spence would actually fight Boots because Thurman didn't fight him when he was in Boots' position, and that's like a one-up. You know what I mean? That's like Mayweather fighting Canelo. You know what I mean? And I think if he beats Boots, because I think Errol, since the sparring session with Mayweather, he's been wanting to be looked at on Mayweather's level and surpass him, you know, on the all-time list, which I don't know if possible. But if he beats Boots and then goes up and possibly, you know, gets a belt or gets undisputed at 54, man, you're going to have a real serious argument. You know what I mean? How y'all feel about him actually fighting Boots and if he beats him?
That would be amazing. I would be the captain of the Earl Spence fans.
The captain of the Big Fish Army champ?
Yeah. I got the shirt in the closet. I ordered one before they sold out.
Now, what you think realistically, is that a toss-up fight? Is that 50-50?
I don't know that it's a toss-up fight. Boots has improved everything that Earl's already proven, so that would be unfair to say it's a 50-50 based off the level of competition that Boots' face. But my friend, we are getting down to the wire, and it is blue because we're at the Blue Wire Studios. We do got to jump into drive-by mode, and we got to get to the rest of these callers before it's time to go. We're going out to St. Louis. New caller. Who's this?
What up, bro? It's the real Marlo TV, bro. What's good, Joe?
The real Marlo TV. What up?
What up, bro? I think it's gonna be. I think the Earl Spence next fight gonna be Boots, because Boots got more emotion than Keith Thurman at the moment, And Keith Thurman, you look on his Twitter, you see him begging to fight Jake Paul and shit. He just ain't really in the mix like that. But no matter who Earl Spence fight, just remember Terrence Crawford set the bar very low with amnesia, with the anesthesia motherfucker. So we already know whoever Earl Spence fight gonna be dangerous, and I'm buying whatever the fuck come across the table. Earl Spence versus Jerron Ennis make Terrence Crawford look like a bigger duck than he already did pull. So that's my take on the situation. Shout out to the Boxing Voice and everybody in the chat, man. I'm out.
Appreciate you, man. If you're watching this live on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice, I need you to go ahead and smash that thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, you're doing us a disservice.
A huge one.
Because we're trying to get this show to 1 million subscribers. Right now, we just accomplished our goal of 158,000 subscribers. So right now, if you tell a friend, we're going to be on that road to 1 million. And we got more callers to get to. We're going to the 727. Is that
727?
727 is St. Pete. Is this Thurman? It's Tommy in Florida. Hey, yo, Tommy.
Yeah, so, what up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah. So, yeah, first thing, if the WBC mandated and you don't fight them, you a bitch, you duck. Plain and simple. You talking about Thurman don't deserve it? Okay, that's your opinion. What did Lamar Peterson do to deserve it? Campo was his mandatory. He took that. So if keep your mandatory, take it. Or if Ennis your mandatory, take it. Don't duck out mandatories now when it was everybody knew you was gonna beat Danny. Like the only reason why people was nervous because they didn't know what you was gonna be like after that car incident.
We didn't know he was gonna beat Danny.
So that's the only reason why people were scared. Everybody still gave their ass to Spence. I don't care. Yeah, everybody still gave their ass to Spence. But the only
that
reason
goes
why,
to show how much a monster
he knew
is.
He was good. Okay, cool. He a monster. He knew he was good. He knew he was gonna beat Danny. Just like the rest of the world knew he was gonna beat Danny. The rest of the world knew he was gonna beat Lamar Peterson. The rest of the world knew you was gonna beat Campo or whatever his name is. You fight Stanionis, the whole world gonna know you gonna beat him. The whole world gonna think you gonna beat Thurman. Okay, cool. And half the world will think you gonna beat Ennis. So with that being said, whichever one of them be your mandatory, fight them and go on. That's it. That's all. But yeah, you talk about Barrios and shit. Tank, before the knockout, Tank was not outboxing Barrios.
Forget the knockout.
Like Keith was
Forget the
outboxing
knockout.
Barrios.
Forget the knockout. What about the knockdown? He did a cartwheel, man. What happened to one time?
Remember you went to
what happened to sometime?
Did you go to sleep during the fight?
What happened to one time?
During the fight?
What happened to one time?
He actually.
Okay, so let me just ask you before you cut me off. Let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
If Keith would have stopped him in the 6th round and then got the fight with either Ennis, Crawford, or Spence, you know what? Hold on. You know what?
If was a pound, me and Danny be high as fuck.
Okay, so if that would happen, what y'all would have been saying? Oh, he fought Barrios. He didn't go 12 rounds. We don't, because none of y'all gonna have him knocking any one of those out.
Oh man, knock it off, man. Don't nobody get mad if you get a knockout.
No, you're not gonna get mad. That's just gonna be a question. Everybody got questions when a fighter comes up in the ranks or off for a long time, whatever, that would have been
We'd
another
had less
question. Your
questions
question
had
right
he
now
got a
is what happened
knockout.
the one time.
We'd had less questions.
Y'all would have said he's not knocking
He
out
been
nobody in the top
sometimes.
3.
He been
Can he go 12
sometimes,
rounds?
my friend. He's been sometimes for the last 5 years. He ain't been one time.
All right, so this is what you do. Go watch the fight. Every time you hear Barrios, watch how he let off the gas.
What you mean? When he took his mouthpiece out against Barrios?
You
talking about
breaking
that?
Up,
you breaking
He
up?
shook him up.
You breaking up? That's that Florida hurricane weather. But nah, Tommy, we got to get to some other callers in the 470 ATL, shorty ATL. Who this?
What's up, man? It's Intrigue.
Intrigue, what up?
Yeah, man. You talking craziness, man.
I mean, facts.
I know controversy sells, but
facts.
You say what?
Facts. He.
You hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, okay. Nah, ain't no facts, man. Come on. Well, how is Boots more deserving at a shot?
Because he's the
Thurman?
actual mandatory.
Yeah, Thurman is too.
No.
Based on what Mauricio said, it's gonna
They got to call it. They got to order it.
Yeah, but we know they're gonna call it this week or
and
week.
And Ennis actually beat welterweights to be in that position. Your man, my man, your man and my man beat a 140-pounder coming off a loss. How could we justify
I don't
that?
care about that.
How could we justify
But
that?
I don't care about that. We got to look at the resume as a whole.
I care about that.
The whole resume.
No, we're not going to look at old spades. We're not going to look at old spades.
Nah,
that's an old cookout you talking about.
You got to.
Nah, don't nobody care about what you did 3 years ago.
Boots is my boy, but he ain't beat nobody to deserve the fight for Errol over Thurman. And you can't justify no way you think you can run with the narrative.
He beat a welterweight. You should have told your man to fight a welterweight. You should have told him to fight a welterweight. You can't get ranked off that. And I'm going to talk to Mauricio about that.
So if Thurman would have fought Bled or Flair, you would have been saying
I would be more happy. I would be more happy.
No, people would still be talking shit, man.
You right. That's what I would be doing.
And I'm used to that. I mean, it was nothing Thurman could do except fight Boots, Virgil Ortiz, or Spence or Bud to get respect.
So tell him go fight Boots. Tell him go fight Boots. He's sitting here talking about he want to fight Jake Paul.
A layoff.
Oh, man, why would he fight Jake Paul? Why would he fight Jake Paul? Why would he fight Jake Paul?
If EJ vacates them belts, we're gonna get the Boots versus Thurman fight, or we're gonna get an Ortiz and Thurman fight. I'm happy with that. I'm cool with that. I ain't one of these people saying like, oh no, I don't want to see him fight. But to say Boots or Stanionis is more deserving.
They are. They fought welterweights. They fought welterweights, man.
I don't care.
I know. So then why are you complaining if you don't care to answer? You got your mind made up if you don't care.
Fight, Ness. That is one fight. And if you got a problem,
that's all your man fought. Okay, that's all he fought. So that's all your man fought.
Name me with the WBC.
Name me his other good fight in the last 3 years.
None.
In the last 2 years?
3.
He's been on injured. His fight was Pacquiao.
All right, so it's enough said. Enough said. He been injured, then he came back, had a shit performance.
Too long, bro.
Who did Stanionis beat of any that we gonna get?
He beat Thomas Lamar. He beat Thomas Delorme and Butayev.
Butayev. No, he beat Butayev.
You just yelling now, bro. You just yelling. Come on, bro. Zorro, Georgia, what up?
Long time, man. Long time. What's going on?
What up? What up?
Hey, man. Let him fight Thurman, man. Thurman to hype the fight up, and then, he could get a knockout and, make them ESPN highlights, and then that'll have him boost up, ready for the next fight. If he fight Ennis, that's gonna be a tough fight. I think he'll pull it out. It'll go like what that other caller said, like when Mayweather fought the young Canelo. So it's still everything gonna look good for Spence compared to when it's time to fight Bud, if he ever get to fight Bud,
because everybody else that he's gonna fight is either somebody that's a mandatory or somebody like that's got a name. You got Thurman, he's got a name. You got the two mandatories, Stanionis and Ennis. So he's not going backwards while he's fighting. He's not going backwards. So if he does take these other welterweights and fight them, especially if he get Thurman, because Thurman gonna have the press conference hyped up. I don't know about the other two, but Thurman will have it hyped up. He'll be talking noise. That'll hopefully get the pay-per-views up, at least in the threes. So he still have a ground to stand on to say, hey, man, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm bringing to the table. And then if Bud finally wants to come on and fight, then they can have a big mega fight next year.
All right, brother. Got to get to some other callers here. Zorro, thanks for calling in. We're going out to the 559.
What's the word? What's the word, man?
What up, KG and
How
Cali?
y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
All good, man. Okay, man, so I'm not mad at neither one of these fights, man, because this put Terrence Crawford in a good position to be able to negotiate for more bread, upfront money, and then even though Errol Spence Jr. didn't get a shot when Keith Thurman had the belt, Keith Thurman was ducking and dodging, and tap dancing, it's perfect. It just puts the perfect scenario for them to have this big old fight, hopefully, in March or April, man. So I'm excited about it, man. I ain't gonna lie.
All right, brother. Well, we hope it happens, man. Thank you for calling in. We're going out to SDX Renzi. What up?
Yes, sir. Shout out TBV. Shout out to Boxing Voice. I already know we don't got time, but I already say, Ness, if Thurman don't fight Ennis, he definitely don't deserve the shot. I would much rather see, like you said, Boots fight Errol, but Keith Thurman, if he do get a chance to fight Spence and he lose, I feel like he need to wrap it up because he ain't been doing much. He just been doing enough to stay around. And at this point, it's like you got younger guys coming in that's hungry, that's ready to take whatever fight. So them guys should be the guys getting the opportunity. Yeah, these records and what they did is cool, but you got to give these young guys time to get in there and get that money too. So I feel like it's only right. You feel me? If they do let it come down to it, let Ennis mandate Ennis to fight Thurman, and then the winner gets to get Errol. You feel me? That's how I think it should go. Shout out to y'all.
Appreciate it. Looks like we got a couple super chats we got to get to. New York Bullet says, I understand Boots may be more deserving in some people's eyes, but Stanonius is dope. Wouldn't be surprised if he gave any top fighter a run for their money. Then we got Michael Lawkins. Bozo was undefeated. It's not the same. Don't know who's Bozo. And he says, yo, Mario. Don't know what you mean. But then we got more callers, and a bunch of you guys are on Blog Talk, so I do need you to press 1 if you want to go to, but we are on drive-by mode as we have to wrap up shortly. So
you still got a few minutes, Ness.
We sure do.
We do have to wrap up, though.
So if you want to get in, you better get in where you fit in because clock is ticking. We're going out to James Benitez, Huntsville, Alabama. Talk to us.
Yo, Ness, man. Hey, I hope Spence and Keith is finally made, man. It's just funny to me how people saying Keith is undeserving of a fight, man. I mean, he only lost. He was a former unified champion. Only lost to Pacquiao.
Can't lose if you don't
Boots
fight.
Really beating the top 10, man.
Can't lose if you don't fight.
So that's what I'm saying, man. Like, look, he only had one loss. One loss is still, end of the day, he's still a top contender, man. Boots ain't beat nobody really in the top 10 except for, Lipinets? That's truly a 140-pounder, man. I mean, end of the day, man, they just need to put some respect on Keith's name. He beat
Delorme. Delorme was good enough to get a title shot with Crawford. And Delorme is on Stanonius' resume.
Oh, shit, man. Look, man.
He's also on Jamal James' resume.
God damn, man. So what's good? Okay, so what? You saying Keith should go out there and get a Delorme fight, man? Just
I'm saying Keith didn't do enough to get a fight.
So how the fuck is Delorme enough, man?
Delorme and Butayev are better welterweight wins than Mario Barrios.
Man, you really gonna forget about the old Keith pass and shit like
hey,
that?
man,
Keith track record
what
is
have
better
you
than all
done
these
for
guys,
me
man.
lately?
So, man, that's still bullshit, man, because they fought all these guys at the end of the road, man. So it's like you giving Boots credit for beating up guys that should have already probably, well, either too little or should have been or shouldn't even be competing at that level. Like Cusio Clayton. Cusio Clayton was damn
great
too
welterweight.
goddamn high to even be in the ring with Boots.
Great welterweight and got handled. Got
You saw what the
handled.
fuck happened to him. Yeah,
Yeah, to Boots.
But come on, man.
We seen what
Really?
happened versus Boots.
You don't think Keith would have did the same shit?
I don't think Keith would have done it because he never took the fight.
Man.
He never took the fight.
Get the fuck out of here.
He never
Look,
got
man,
that
the only
fight.
fight that we know
He
Keith,
fought Barrios. He chose to
only
fight a
fight that we know that he
140
didn't
pounder.
take was Alexis Rocha.
Only fight we know he took was a
Man, you
140
shitting on
pounder.
Keith. Man, I can't wait till the next time you and Keith have a face-to-face.
How am I
You said
shitting
you
on him by
shitting on the
saying he
man.
fought Barrios? Did he not fight a Barrios?
He did fight a Barrios.
He's just
All right,
trying
well, I
to
gotta
change.
go.
He's just trying to twist your words. Now.
I just gotta go then because if he fought Barrios, how am I shitting on him? I'm telling the truth. All I'm telling you is who he fought. I'm reminding you. Carlos.
Talk to us.
In Delano County.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Carlos, man, El Tiburon, longtime fan.
What up?
I want to give a shout out to Spence, man, for being like following Canelo footsteps, challenging himself, man. Looks like Bud is doing, the green print they call it. He's trying to keep that preserve it, and if he keeps going that route, he's gonna be Andre Ward, just naming two opponents and sticking behind the booth,
Yep.
And anyways, if Boots, Thurman, if Spence fights either one or both, man, shit, I'm watching, man. It's still gonna be a good fight. Either way. Because anybody from PBC fighting one time a year, that's not working out for these guys, man. They're retiring with like 30 fights. I'm not pocket chasing, but the more you go to work, the more money you get, right?
Word. Unless you're
All right,
getting
guys,
overpaid.
Yeah,
You too, brother.
unless-
Thank you again. Thank you for calling in. We got in the Baltimore area. Looks like we got a brand new caller.
Baltimore, talk to us.
Yes, sir. Who's this in Baltimore?
Yeah, this is Sarug for real.
What?
I said, this is Sarug. What's up, bro?
Surreal?
Sarug.
Surug. You want to spell that for me, champ?
Serug.
All right, Sarug. What's going on? Be more?
Yeah, straight from Baltimore.
Talk to us.
Hey, look, right? To piggyback off what the other brother was just saying. I know you said he fought Barrios. Keith Thurman fought Barrios. He was a 140 pounder. But again, man, Jerron Ennis, he just fought Delorme and Lippin. Yes, both of them 140 pounders.
Delorme
Right.
was a
He fought
welterweight
Cusio
by the
Clayton.
time he fought him. You know that. If you going to count where Delorme started, you even can check he started as a welterweight, lost to Carlos Abregu, went down to 140. So he's been a welterweight. And you want to talk about Lippin Yates? At least he was a champion, not a regular belt champion at 140. And Castillo
All right,
Clayton
but
is
you gotta
another
agree to this,
career
too.
welterweight.
But I'm sure you can agree to this, though. Barrios, first of all, he big as hell. Let's not act like he wasn't
He
big as
started
Keith
122. That ain't big enough.
But I'm saying he big as hell.
He started at
let's
122 and he ain't
get
win
to the
no
point.
belts on the way up. That's not big enough.
Coming off a
That's
knockout
cool, but
loss.
let me get to my point. Let me get to my point before I get up out of here. If Errol Spence was to take on the Keith Thurman, we know when it comes to marketability, he'll be able to sell a fight, right? Not only that,
I
he'll
thought
be
we
the
wasn't
fastest
pocket
guy he
watching.
ever fought. No, I ain't say that.
I mean, if we
look,
talking about selling the fight, we talking about the money they making. So I don't really care. I don't want a Thurman who ain't show me he ready.
Okay, but will he not be the fastest guy Errol Spence fought?
Ennis
Would he
seemed
not be
faster
the
than
most
me.
hard hitting, the best move?
Damn, Ennis seemed like he punched harder.
Word is born.
And Thurman
Ennis
been
is
sometimes for 5
154
years.
pounder.
Thurman been
Ennis is a
sometimes.
154-pounder. He
But
don't
he-
even belong in the welterweight.
But he
Does
making
he make the weight?
147.
Does
But
he make
making
147 on
147.
that scale? Does he make 147 on the scale?
How long?
As long as it takes
He got
for Earl
20-some
and
fights.
Thurman to
He
fight
got
him.
20-some fights. What you mean?
He gonna make it as long as they there. He there.
Ennis ain't fought nobody a note.
Because Thurman don't want to give him a
supposed
shot.
to be at the top, but Earl ain't. Listen, if he take the Keith Thurman fight, it's a bigger fight. It's a big fight, regardless.
Tell
That's
Thurman
what
fight
concerns
Ennis.
Crawford.
Tell Thurman
Came out
fight
of it.
Ennis to earn his spot.
Or it's the Nonis.
And I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like, I'm from Baltimore, so you know Tank my guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Keith Thurman won every single round against Barrios.
But he wouldn't
Right?
fight Tank.
But he lost 5-6 rounds. Tank did to Barrios.
And then he
Who
knocked
had
his
the better
ass out.
performance? Like
Tank.
Yeah, he knocked him out.
Tank had him rolling around the ring.
He's 5'10".
Tank had him rolling around the ring.
5'10".
Did
He's 5'10".
Bruh, I gotta go to some more callers.
Did Tank take his mouthpiece out? I'd never seen that before.
Bruh, it's crazy out here.
You ever seen that, Nuss?
No.
Damn.
I got Sunshine. Nah, who we got on the 856? What's this? It's a new caller.
New caller.
Diego.
Talk to us.
San Diego, who this?
See y'all Saturday, San Diego.
Hey, this Manny.
Manny, what up?
Hey,
I'm
I
in the
just
wrong
want to say, I just want to say, it's like I'm taking crazy pills hearing this. No, I don't want to see no Thurman. When it comes down to it, if you don't know boxing, take it like this. Everybody knows that if they fight, Spence is going to kill this man to the body. That's how you're going to lose to the
Word.
body, easy. And I don't think it's going to take maybe 4 rounds. Spence can punch. I want to see Ennis. Ennis is going to be, you can't really say, oh, Spence is going to do his thing to Ennis. No, it's not going to be like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real boxing fan. I want to see something that I'm going to be like, yo, I don't know who's going to win this fucking fight. I don't know. With Keith, you know exactly who's going to win. And another thing, all it takes Jake Paul to get on and say, oh, I can't wait to watch that Ennis and Spence fight, and there's going to be new people trying to see who's Ennis, and they're going to want to watch the fight.
I'm with you on that, champ, but we on drive-by mode. Got to get to one more caller in the 470. We got intrigued with the counterpunch. What up?
Hello?
Yo.
Oh, shit.
Drive by.
Hello?
Intrigued, we hear you. Go for it.
Yeah. So we're gonna act like Thurman chose Barrios. We know Al chose Barrios because he just came off the fight with Tank.
Too bad Thurman ain't like Earl. Because Earl said no to Thurman.
Earl would have told Al.
said no
Earl
to
would have told
Thurman.
Al cut that shit out.
Hold on.
Earl would have told Al cut that shit out.
Y'all in Spence protection plan. Y'all in that Spence protection plan. But secondly, we all know we heard Mayweather tell Tank he was losing that fight against Barrios before he knocked him out.
That's why he knocked his ass out.
Losing to Barrios.
That's why he knocked his ass out.
Never losing to Barrios.
Tank was just like
Thurman was never
Crawford. Like,
losing.
yo, you down on the scorecards.
And lastly, I'm willing to bet both of y'all this Thurman and this Spence fight is official. I get my money on Thurman. Put y'all money where y'all mouth is. And what's gonna happen when Thurman beats Spence? What y'all gonna say then? That's all I got to say.
He crazy, bruh. He crazy right now. We got a new caller in the 773. Who this? Chicago.
Yo.
What up?
Lonzo from Chicago.
Lonzo?
Yeah, Lonzo from Chicago.
What's good?
What's up, champ?
Okay, what is Spence trying to do for his in his next thing? If he's trying to stay busy, the standing on is probably be the best, option. If he's trying to get some money, Thurman would be the best option. And if he want a tougher legacy fight, he'll have to fight Ennis. What is Spence trying to do next?
How does Boots, a guy that has never
how's that a legacy fight?
A regional, how is that a legacy fight?
I feel he's a tougher fight because he probably can beat
tough.
Thurman. You know what I'm saying? He probably could beat a Thurman, or if Sean Porter was still in, he would have beat a Sean Porter type person. Yeah, he would have beat those type of fighters and stuff like that. I think he's stronger.
All right, champ. Well, thank you for calling in. We got some super chats here we got to get to. Sway in New York City says, Boots will be the perfect look for Spence before spinning the block for Bud. Spence beats Boots. Thurman and Stoney is still better than Amnesia. Regardless.
Talking about the Amnesia.
Tip Bellis. Earl lost his mouthpiece versus Danny and Ugas. And we got James Benitez.
And hold on.
Counterpunch. What up? What are you trying to pick?
Disregard. I heard the wrong thing. Go ahead.
Hear you.
Yo, the show's over. It's 2:00, man.
Man. You need to really chill with this Keith slander, man. Look, man, Keith only had one loss, man, and he lost to a legend, man. He got to go to the back of the line, whereas Deontay Wilder had 2 devastating losses and shit like that. He's supposed to still stay in the front of the line. That's bullshit. Keith still deserves his spot. He had a flawless victory against fucking Barrios in his last fight, man. So, y'all just need to stop shitting on him, man. That's it, man. That's my call, man.
He said flawless. Nets GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Catch us on the next one.
Bring Woke Danny. We are the Boxing Voice. Catch us tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific. We're out.
Peace. Hopefully we ain't miss no super chats like we did. SDX Ramsey, if you see me, he says Thurman couldn't beat Spence even if he had Boots' body and skill.